Yeah, boys. Welcome back. I'm good to see you guys again. How was your weekend of watching AFCON?
It was pretty okay. I didn't get to watch the first two games live, so I had to like rewatch later after I knew what happened. How about you guys?
Oh, AFCON, man. It's been really interesting, man. The quarterfinals didn't disappoint. I got all my predictions wrong because I was too, I guess, whatever I wanted to happen didn't happen, I guess. But I feel like all the teams that went through deserve to go through, and they put on a good display, man. At this point, at this stage, it's all about, keeping your composure and showing why you deserve to be in the tournament. So I feel like they did pretty well.
Yeah, I'd say it was kind of a good weekend for me as well, just kind of watching it, enjoying it. Um, Interesting results, I'd say. And it was good entertainment just because I think one, the upsets, particularly Burkina Faso, Tunisia, because I mean, I know they're good, but I just didn't. We definitely were giving out. Maybe I was giving a lot of praise to Tunisia. I was like, yeah, you guys are cagey. They're going to make the final Arab Cup semi-finalists. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But if anything, now they've lost their head coach and he's got COVID. We wish him a speedy recovery. So yeah.
No, the Tunisia game definitely. I feel like I think I said it on the last podcast too. I feel like what mattered was who scored first. I feel like if Tunisia had scored first, I feel like it would have been a completely different game. They would have, I feel like, seen that point out, you know. But Burkina Faso got to them first, even though they got a red card at the I think was at the 80 something minute. Dango, our boy Dango, we shouted him out last last podcast. He did pretty well in this game as well. Like took on two defenders and the keeper. Like just had one.
Madness.
Just took him out, and then the assist was pretty good too. By I think who was it again? I think it was Toure. Yeah, Blati Toure. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I feel like Burkina's definitely doing something right with their through balls. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. I think they did pretty well and deserved that win.
Yeah, shout out to Dango, man. It sucks that we're not gonna see him next round because of the red card, but and by the way, just on that red card, like, how do you guys feel about that? It was just like a little elbow in the face. I feel like that's usually just a yellow, you know. I think shows another instance of VAR coming into the game and just wreaking havoc.
Yeah, man. I was about to say exactly the same thing. I feel like we spoke
I
upon
think
it.
It was a bit harsh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe
VAR is that.
Maybe a little more discretion in terms of like. I think obviously like my metric and yardstick would be like how referees are how they do in Europe. Obviously, because most of what I watch. So it's like I feel like some of these decisions are a bit rash when they take out a red card, and maybe in the Premier League or other international football, like if it's a World Cup or Euros, they sometimes referees don't want to affect the game too much because I think automatically that a red card will just handicap the team immediately and then doesn't put for a good game. And maybe truly you shouldn't think about that. It's like, was that a foul or not? No. But I feel like as a viewer, it's like as soon as there's a red card, especially in this tournament, it's been like, all right, well, I know what's gonna happen next. Or like it'll just be a more defensive matchup.
And most of them have been caused by the VAR, like we said previously. So I don't know. This puts me like, I feel like the VAR, obviously, like everything has its pros and cons, but I feel like we're seeing a lot of the cons now, especially with the red cards. And, some of these fouls would have just been a yellow card without the VAR, And I feel like most of these red cards, like, you could have just, some of them, okay, but like most of them, you could just pass it as a yellow card and then that wouldn't ruin the game. You know what I mean? It wouldn't sway it one way or another because most of these games are very tight games, small margins. And, whenever you have small margins, these things do matter,
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe this is something after the tournament ends, like they could like look over, I don't know. It should be like a learning lesson. Like they shouldn't just, continue and like, they should probably review these things and make improvements for future tournaments, I think.
Yeah, you know what the incident reminded me of? Do you remember when Liverpool was playing either Chelsea or City, and the game, like the first kick of the game, Mane jumps up and then elbows. I think it was Espelicueta against Chelsea. You remember when he did? He didn't. Even, I don't think he even got a yellow for that, or he might have gotten a yellow. But
I think he got a yellow.
Was,
got a yellow. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this Mane's was actually worse than that. I think it was just like, as you were saying, kind of like refs don't want to impact the game too much. I think one of you guys said that the refs just want to like Agaazi, I think he said that actually.
Yeah.
They want to make sure that they don't like impact the game too much, especially that early on. I think this time, since it was like late in the game, it was the 82nd minute. Maybe he was more willing to give the red card after like he was told to review it on VAR. But anyways, shout out to Dango. Hopefully,
Dango,
we'll see him playing soon, either for Burkina Faso or.
He's coming to the Big Five, man. I'm telling you, he's getting signed either during the summer. Somebody's gonna pick him up. If they don't, they haven't been watching, man. They haven't been paying attention.
Yeah.
But I think how old is he? I think he's like what, 19?
19. Yeah, he's a 19-year-old. Madness.
Yeah, man. Bright future. I feel like you know, this is most exciting part for me, especially in the AFCON, is discovering these type of talents. And you know, it was amazing after the Tunisia game, seeing like a lot of articles. You know, he was in the headlines for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, it was about Dango taking through Tunisia, you know, taking through Burkina to the semis, and hopefully, like if they win this, I don't know if he's banned, like the red card is like a ban for a 1 game ban or 2 game.
Yeah.
So if it's like a 1 game ban, maybe he has a chance to play in the finals if they make it. And we'll hopefully, but see. If not, I feel like he's already like proven his point. Like, you know what I mean? He's put his mark on there, and
I assume
catch people's eyes. Yeah,
I assume like sometimes it can be more than 1 game for a straight red card, but maybe they can appeal it and try to have it reduced. So let's say if they're to reach the final,
I think that happened with what's his name in the group stages with Yared Baye from Ethiopia.
Oh yeah.
He got a red card. Like they reviewed it on the VAR, but he was able to play the Burkina Faso game. Like he was back. He only missed like that Cameroon game. So I feel like I don't know how it works. Like I'm sure they have to review it or something. But hopefully he, you know what I mean. Like it's just a 1 game ban, and obviously they have to make it through.
Yo, while we're on Ethiopian players, sorry. Is it true that Abubeker Nassir is he's agreed with the South African team?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, there's been talks, like, you know, obviously we all know he was in a trial with Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah.
And apparently, like I think it was Kickoff or a couple of like South African like digital platforms released that they were really impressed with his performances and that they wanted to, you know, to sign him, but like nothing. I don't think anything has been finalized yet.
Okay. Yeah, because I had seen something on
Twitter. It does
Twitter
appear like that they want him. Yeah.
Yeah. That said, like,
I don't think
he's going to be loaned back to Ethiopia for the rest of the season, and then he's going to join the next season.
That was one of the options that were discussed. Yeah. They were saying like one of the depends on like the transfer windows and stuff. Yeah. But I feel like they've been in talks with Bunna, and they really like the boy. So it looks like very promising. It looks like it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of how it happens and when he actually moves, and how the deal's actually structured. But I mean, we'll keep the audience updated once we find out for sure.
Some quality insight. But isn't it? I thought like it would be like a week long, and I don't like. Last I checked it. I mean, it hasn't been a week yet, so I thought maybe by the end of the week they'd give a decision. But if that's the case, then I don't know. I kind of wanted to see him just all right, we're taking you on the spot kind of thing. And it seemed like Bunna, from what I read at least, that they're ready just to let him go and maybe accept whatever price they were offered. But it'd be kind of exciting to see him, especially in play for Mamelodi, because let alone being one of the best teams, South Africa, I think they're one of the, would say, top teams in African Champions League. I think. So,
this is a really good. I think like that team is really good for Abubeker, and I feel like it also gives like, because the pathway hasn't been very clear for Ethiopian players like to go out, and I feel like he's kind of he'll be like paving the way in a sense. I feel like a team like you said, like Mamelodi Sundowns is not just
It's
like,
not just some normal.
yeah, it's a next step type of thing, and especially if he performs well in that team, I feel like he'll catch the eyes of a lot of teams outside the continent. I feel like these like the Sundowns and the Al Ahlis and all these like African, like the big African clubs are where you want to be, especially as a East African and an Ethiopians, because like there's a one of the biggest, I feel like, issues, or one of the biggest issues I feel like we have in Ethiopia is like it's a very like closed environment. You know what I mean? I don't think when most people, like whenever I talk to people that are from Europe or from the Americas, it's like whenever you talk to them about Ethiopian football, it's always about, they're always in the dark. You know what I mean? It's not like they're like, they just don't know anything about it, and there's no exposure. So it's like I feel like everybody thinks like they're taking on a risk because they're not in the know, and I feel like these taking these steps and going to clubs that are more exposed towards that have more global exposure is going to be crucial. And if Abubeker performs good, is there like the next thing everybody's going to be paying attention to the Ethiopian Premier League, trying to find gems there because it's an untapped market.
Yeah, I think there's also a problem where like there's no measuring stick right now. There's no guarantees that like the quality translates to different leagues and stuff. So I guess he can be that measuring stick for the future players to be measured by. So shout out to him.
Yeah, he's carrying a whole a whole generation on his back.
Yeah, for sure. Why don't we talk about Cameroon Gambia, because that was the other game on the Saturday. Ended 2-0, brace from Toko Ekambi. What do you guys think? How do you guys feel about his performance in Cameroon as well?
I feel like Cameroon, I feel like dominated that game, man. And what's his name? I think we were all expecting Abubeker. What's his name? Abubeker to score. And I feel like he was unlucky because he had 2 header attempts. One saved by the goalkeeper. And, he had really good attempts, and then another, like I think it was an 87th minute around that time. He had a shot as well that kind of went up. But I mean, that day was Carl Toko Ekambi just took it away, man, with those 2 goals. It was he scored 2 crucial goals, first and second, and I think he's giving Abubeker a run for his money.
No,
I think I think he scored 4 or 5 goals so far, something like that. So he's kind of like catching up in a way.
Yeah, no, it's Toko Ekambi. Watching him at Lyon, you knew he was one of the star players there when he plays for them. And then him and Abubeker have kind of obviously shared the limelight or the responsibility. Kind of when you watch him play, there's a bit of confidence you see with the players. Yeah. And I think now it seems like with these 2 guys, Cameroon especially, I think they're probably one of the favorites because they have a lot of factors going for them. They've been in great form. They conceded the lead twice in their first opening against Burkina Faso and Ethiopia as well. So they've been pretty solid. I think this is only their first or second clean sheets. Yeah, I'll come back and check up on that. But I think they should be considered favorites, possibly.
I think so too, man. I feel like they'll reach the final.
Yeah,
that's my. And we'll get to the predictions later.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But yeah, definitely.
I don't think they're the odds favorite. Like if you're a betting person, I don't think they're the odds favorites to win. But I think just based on they have the fans there. The quality of their team looks good. They have strong attacking talent. I think they have like a pretty well-rounded team, if you ask me. But we'll see. Now the teams are only getting stronger.
Don't forget the 12th man. They're playing at home. Whenever you saw that first goal they scored, the stadium was just electric, man.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you watch their so on the social media, Samuel Eto's behind them all the way, man. Like
Yeah,
he's been traveling with the team, like as they go into the stadiums, giving them motivational speeches, and it's like, you know, you have Samuel Eto in your corner, and you're playing at home, and he's giving you all these, you know, these gems.
yeah,
Man, I don't know, it does something to you, man.
yeah.
And
I'm
I feel
sure.
like overall, their team spirit, if you just see it outside, you know, like every game that they're going into, they're going in singing, chanting. You know, it's like
Yeah,
they have a really good team spirit. You know,
yeah,
they might necessarily not have like all these star players, but you know, they do have a couple like Kambi and
yeah,
Abubeker that they depend on. But as a team, and Onana obviously,
yeah.
but I feel like they have a really good team spirit, and they're playing at home, and that definitely you know, makes them one of the favorites for me.
I think Samuel Eto'o, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's the federation president as well
Yeah,
of
Hmm.
Cameroon. So he's
It is.
he's a great example, just coming back and I guess let him being kind of the face of the federation, but also I think leading them. I was reading earlier today that the players, it was not even him, but the players had asked the president if their bonuses, I think they were all like guaranteed bonuses if you reach the knockout stages.
Mhm.
The amount I'm not sure exactly, but it seems like they all wanted to donate to the victims to the families that
okay.
lost their lives.
Oh, okay.
So I I mean, for me, it's like, damn, that's it's very, very touching just because, all right, these players, let alone they're thinking even about, the people in the country, even if they don't win it, I feel like, I don't know, kind of, I don't know, it's kind of nice. It's a very nice thing to read. I'll share it with you guys, but yeah, these players seem like they're taking up the responsibility. They're being a good role models. I mean, obviously, they had nothing to do with it. Maybe the only thing maybe the only responsibility because they were causing pandemonium because everyone's getting excited about them. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think you're right when you guys talk about this team spirit. Like they're going, they're getting ready. And I
Yeah.
think, yeah, even them, I could see them in the final easily.
Yeah,
Yeah. Should we move on to a different game?
Yeah. I think the other big game, I guess Cameroon, it's going to be
Egypt, Morocco, right? Yeah.
Morocco. That was
Mm-hmm.
one score prediction. I definitely feel like I got wrong as well because I was hoping, I not hoping, but I thought Morocco was going to take it away, and I was right. The first 5 minutes they got a
mm,
penalty. They were leading the whole way. Second half, Mohamed Salah comes in, and after extra time, I think you said in our group chat you were like Mohamed Salah might be or might be a man of the tournament. Do you still
Ooh, I
stick by
don't know,
that,
man.
or?
no, no, I didn't. Hold up, I didn't say that. I said it looks like he's pushing for it. It looks like he actually
Yeah.
wants the award. Not only that, I think that winning the tournament definitely puts him in a good position to actually like compete for like Ballon d'Or and stuff like that. So I know for a fact that's on his mind. So um
Definitely.
so yeah, you could see like he's literally a different level of player, man. Like they had two people on him at pretty much at all times, and he still came through on that corner, and then with the assist, it was madness. I think that shout out to Adam Messina and the left-sided center back because Adam Messina had done a pretty good job on him actually for like most of the game. And not only that, the game was a bit wild. Like there was a lot of like shouting at the ref, uh, like El Neni going
Yeah.
wild, and then like just
Yeah, there was
fighting
a couple
couple
of like,
scuffles and stuff
yeah,
like that.
scuffles with the
Yeah.
Hakimi and
Yeah, it was mad. So like despite all of that, like Salah is always gonna be on. Like he was always on it, like just running at. And I feel like that was also Egypt's game plan was literally just feed Mo Salah, hope something happens. Pretty much. I don't know. That's just what I was looking at.
yeah.
So,
No,
um,
definitely, man. Mo
yeah,
Salah, I feel like it was his game.
yeah,
You know, I mean, I feel like he has a knack for being like at the right place, right time. Like if you see like the first goal, it came off of on a corner, like
yeah,
you know, they headed it. It was a missed header, and then Mo Salah just happened to be
yeah.
there.
He turned on. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, and
yeah,
the second goal also was him. It was his assist that led to the
yeah,
Trezeguet goal. You know?
yeah. But that one was different though, cause like I rewatched just to see what happened, cause I knew like I was watching Adam Messina. I was like, this guy is on top of him. Like like white on rice, or whatever. So what had happened is Adam Messina stepped up to stop a pass towards Salah, and he didn't get there in time. So that left Salah and the left side of center back against each other, and there was always going to be one winner when it came to that. So he just like ran by him, right
He
leg
did,
cross.
yeah, he just ran by him and then
Yeah.
just
Oh,
pushed
he
it
actually also
right
did
through.
that thing where he like stop start. So like he like makes you think that he's gonna go on his left and like curl it in like he usually does, and then the second you
Yeah.
open up for that, he just keeps running forward. So it's tough. It's tough. The player is like two-legged, or two-footed like Salah is. It's tough to defend against that. So
He definitely earned that man of the match right there.
yeah, definitely.
But
Yeah.
I feel like player of the tournament, I feel like it's still I don't know. He still
Abubeker.
has 2 games to play.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if he dramatically like changes that, well, like what's gonna happen like in the outcome within the next 2 games, then he might, you know what I mean, become player of the tournament. But so far, I feel like I've seen a lot of I haven't, like, this is the only time like I've seen Salah step up throughout this tournament. And I feel like Toko Ekambi is up there too for me. Ekambi,
sure.
Vincent Abubakar, and you know what I mean. Who else do we see? Like maybe a couple of Burkina Faso players could win player of the tournament. I feel like it all depends on how it ends at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely put a lot of people before Salah at
Salah.
this point.
Yeah.
At this point in time, at least.
I think also,
but I think he came in clutch. Like that's the point that I'm making is like he came in
did.
clutch when his team needed it most.
And if you see,
he
like,
keeps
if
doing
Egypt
that over
wins,
the next 2 rounds,
Salah's spotlight is on Salah. Like I feel like you know, whenever they do wrong, Salah's the one that did wrong. But like a little bit, if he steps up a little bit, like, you know, I feel like everybody's likes to talk about Salah. He makes the headlines and everything. So I feel like being a star player, that's what it gives you. Like, you know, you get like seen more even because like your people are already kind of primed to seeing you win.
Yeah, for sure.
Versus like, you know what I mean? You never hear like a Ekambi or like a Vincent Abubakar. I mean, they've been having good careers, but they're not like Mo Salah, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like, you know, the Salah factor is just like he can like take away that like shine from them. But I feel like that doesn't necessarily reflect, you know, him being the best in the tournament, at least at this point. Yeah.
We'll see. Next round is going to be interesting because they're going to come up against each other. Cameroon versus Egypt on Thursday. So
they're going to settle that score.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So whoever comes in more clutch, I guess. Yeah. I mean, you can't take away from what Abubeker and Toko Ekambi have done with the goals that they've scored already. So I think they're the top 2 scorers in the tournament so far. So
and shout out Egypt too, man, because they've been losing keepers left and right, man.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
They're on like their third string keeper
one.
now,
Yeah.
And then there's one more keeper after that. Otherwise, they're gonna have to get their keeper coach out of retirement or something.
or one of their players like Internet to do. Is it Equatorial Guinea?
Like Comoros, I think. Right? Yeah.
Comoros. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I think it's going to be an interesting game. And then the last of the quarterfinal games was Senegal, Equatorial Guinea, actually.
Senegal, man. Oof. That was a great game, man. I really enjoyed that game.
Yeah. You and I were saying before this that I guess if you hadn't watched the match, you would have easily thought it was just like a blowout, like Senegal took out Equatorial Guinea. But yeah, no, and I had to rewatch it again. Where I was just thinking, yeah, Equatorial Guinea, you were right. I think from the beginning, like, yeah, these guys are competitive. Not that I didn't think you were serious, but it's just like I hadn't really seen enough of these guys, and then watching them play against Senegal, I was like, yeah, these guys are giving them a run for their money. And I thought it was anyone's game at that point. And then, but the goal they conceded, the second to make it 2-1, that was where I was like, yeah, it's hard to recover because there's like a simple mistake back to the keeper, and then the Senegal player was there. I think it was Kouyaté, right?
Kouyaté,
yeah.
It was like that one. I feel like the 2 defenders from Equatorial Guinea.
Yeah.
First of all, it was a bad clearance, and then it was like a miscommunication as well. Like you just see like one of them just like they ran into each other, and then they just gave it away basically, you know. So that was like a big blunder, like from like the defenders, and they lost that. I mean, I feel like Senegal Kouyaté was just right place, right time, knew what to do. Boom, he's an experienced player, Crystal Palace player. He's seen plenty of, and he just came on too, right? Like I think he got
Yeah,
subbed on,
few
Yeah, he
minutes.
did.
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
he just finished that like boom. But I feel like that was a big miscommunication by Equatorial Guinea. That you know, but at the end of the day, this is what separates. I feel like the the big teams from the small teams is like these small mistakes.
Yeah.
They cost you, and
I was
like
gonna
that's what
say
we saw.
real quick, when we were talking about that mistake just now, I was looking at EU's face. He was kind of shaking away as if he's seen it with Arsenal. Sorry, it was a bit unnecessary, but have you?
Yo, shout out to Edu Gaspar. Thank you for the transfer window. Terrible. Yeah. It was. I was. Yeah. It was a big mistake from the
highlighting
Guinea,
the goals though.
backline. Yeah.
Highlighting the goals, I feel like the first Senegal goal was pretty good too. With it was a Famara Jeju that scored it, and I feel like it was a great through ball from Sadio Mane as well.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Sadio Mane's been I feel
Yeah.
like he's been doing good, but like I mean, obviously we expect a lot from him, but I feel like
Yeah.
he's been solid this tournament too. But he's just been kind of like quiet in the background, kind of. That was a great
for sure.
by him, and I think Famara
Bro,
Jeju
actually, yeah.
was also like Senegal's like top scorer in the World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah.
So it was kind of great to see him like come perform in the AFCON as well now.
Yeah.
And
yeah, another goal in this game. Actually, the third goal for Senegal was actually madness from Saliou Ciss. He had like a ball from one of the center backs, I think, that was like pinged out to him all the way. It was like a quarterback throw, and then he just like brought it down, simply ran past the fullback, and then just like crossed it in for the goal. It was for Ismail Nassir, actually. Yeah,
Ismail Nassir, man, first game coming back from injury, and then he's guns blazing.
Yeah. But yeah, the assist, that was another one where the assist shunned for me. Like he did like the technique to bring down the ball. I thought it was Mane actually at first sight. I don't know if the commentators have been making a lot of mistakes actually with these games. With the names.
With the names. Yeah. Another thing is this goes back to the coverage stuff that you mentioned last time, Agaazi.
Yeah.
Pronunciations, everything's important. I was thinking back to Sar. I feel like I was thinking about it like, you know what? This kind of justifies like bringing him on the team. I'm not too crazy about bringing on a player who's injured because they have onto a national team. And I think one team that loves to do this maybe is England, and we don't have to go into them. But I guess maybe Senegal doesn't have as many like players as they would. But I feel like now he's really justifying it. If anything, he could be a big factor in the next two rounds, especially if they go to the final. So I guess it's like
he's one of the best players,
Yeah. He's having a great season in the Premier League as well. So he's been in great form, just his injury.
Mm-hmm. And if you think about that game too, like Kouyaté and Ismail Nassir were both subs that came on. So this shows you how deep of a squad Senegal has.
Senegal, yeah.
Plan A doesn't work. You always have somebody on the bench that comes in and performs. So like that's always a great thing to have in your arsenal. Just putting you on someone and then they score for you. I feel like that's really important. Where not a lot of teams can do that in the AFCON. I feel.
Yeah, definitely not.
And coming to Equatorial Guinea's goal, I was watching it and I feel like that was the testimony to what I was mentioning before, like how quickly they play. If you saw like the way they opened up Senegal, it was a quick pass to like from the winger, I think, to the midfielder. And then quickly, that they had the way they opened up Senegal was like they had like 5 or 6 players. Senegal, it's like it wasn't like they weren't there. You know what I mean? They didn't completely. It wasn't open at first. So I feel like the way they just opened up Senegal was just a quick pass to the midfielder, and then midfielder just puts in a through ball, and then boom, they didn't hesitate. They finished it. If you see the Senegal players were just like they were looking around like they were confused, like how they were just going fast at it. And I feel like that was great too, because it was that equalizer kind of put pressure on Senegal, and like I feel like that's what Senegal needed. They need to be shaken up, that team kind of like brought the fight out of Senegal, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, I really thought Equatorial Guinea was gonna stay in the game for longer. Actually, after they had scored that goal, I thought they would like hold on until extra time or something like that and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple subs and then that's it. The game is I think well and done by the time Ismail Assar scored really. But it's gonna be interesting semifinals. I think it's gonna be really competitive. Both of the games.
Yeah. All the teams deserve
all
to
of the
be
games.
in there, I would say. And we
Yeah.
got 4 big teams, man.
I will say, I guess now it's justification to Ethiopia, seeing that, see they were in a very tough group.
Yeah.
The two teams were in semifinals, and Cape Verde also made it to the round of 16. So they shouldn't feel bad. It's like, you know what?
And funny
it's a
enough,
group.
if you think about it too, like last AFCON that we participated in was we were in the same group as Nigeria, Burkina Faso, and Zambia, right?
Yeah,
and Nigeria and Burkina Faso were the finalists that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we're kind of seeing this again, you know?
Yeah.
It's like we're basically being faced with tough groups, you know?
Yeah.
They lost to like 2 quality teams. They didn't lose to any duds.
Exactly. And we didn't even lose to Burkina.
Yeah. So
that's a consolation, I guess.
Yeah. Hopefully we just keep playing in the tournament, keep making the tournament, and then I think we'll have better luck if we're playing consistently in the tournament. At least one of the times we'll have at least a better chance to pass the group stages.
I 100% agree, man. Consistent participation is very needed. I think we just need to be regulars at this tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it's no longer like, oh, can these guys, you know what I mean? Like I felt like since they don't know us a lot, like every time I was seeing somebody cover like our Ethiopian game, everybody's like, oh, they're all local players. We don't know about them. It's like, can they even play? You know what I mean? It's kind of disrespectful, low key, you know? And then they're all like surprised, you know, whenever you like, we're over here like, oh man, we lost this game. They're like, oh, they didn't do that bad for a team like this, you know? Like we need to change that narrative. And I feel like that has a lot to do with us. I feel like the reaction of others, we can't really blame them.
Yeah.
But just, you know, have undeniable performances in the future.
Yeah.
No, it's I think it will change. Especially they seem like they know how they qualify. They did well in World Cup qualification. I think now it's like you said, just being consistent. But I think
and local leagues too. I feel like that's what's gonna play a big factor because now, like, you know, it's on DSTV second year. Like it's definitely changed the way like teams are scouted, like players are scouted up. Like before the DSTV thing, you only saw like, you know, like the whole national team was Buna, Georgis, and then you had a couple of players from here and there. Whereas now it's like you see, you know, like players from Awasa, Fasi, and you have players from like Buna, like you have players from like different like teams. It's like at least you have like 7 teams or something like that, or even more. And the Ethiopian Premier League, watching it too, I feel like it's becoming more competitive. It's, like any given day, anybody could win. Like it wasn't like this before. So, and like the players also know that they're gonna be scouted and stuff, and they're not gonna take it lightly. Like the increasing competition in the local leagues is gonna, I feel like, improve, you know, national team performance because, you know, spots are not just gonna be handed out.
Yeah. That's a good point. I guess to move on to the semifinals and to start, I think if there's one game, obviously the Cameroon Egypt game is one that catches everybody's eye. Before we go to that one, Burkina Faso, Senegal. I don't want to go into score predictions yet, but what do you guys expect to see in this game? You know, if you've seen Burkina Faso, they can grind out, they can upset big teams. Senegal, I think we haven't seen them being challenged until they played against Equatorial Guinea. My opinion, disclaimer. But what do you guys think? Anyone, like, what do you guys expect to see in, you know, between these two guys?
Man, I mean, to be honest, like I expect to see like a great game, man. And again, I feel like Burkina Faso is gonna give Senegal a run for their money too. And to be honest, it could go either ways, but it will also again depend on who scores first. I think because I feel like if Senegal again scores like first, it's hard for me to see like a team like Burkina Faso come back.
Mm.
I feel like they have even when they played Cameroon, like I think they scored first, and then no, I guess it was
They scored
2-1,
first,
they
then
couldn't but they couldn't come back. So I feel like whenever like a team like that has a goal deficit, I feel like it's hard for them to come back. But again, it's football, and like throughout this competition, they've also gained confidence. So that might change. But also just Senegal has a very deep squad, and I feel like if it goes to extra time, like they'll have the edge. Like they could always take it to extra time and then score more. I feel like it's going to be very interesting, to be honest with you. It can go either ways, but I feel like Senegal are still the favorites to win this game.
Yeah, I think Burkina Faso don't concede that many goals. Like I think the most they've conceded was against Cameroon, which was the first game of the tournament. Since then, it's been 1 or 0 goals that they've conceded. So I think it will be an interesting challenge for Senegal. Like, but I think they have the attacking talent. They definitely have like the players on paper. And coming off a 3-1 win, I think they'll have confidence as well. So I think it's, and Senegal actually scored 5 goals in the last 2 games. Yeah, I think it's gonna be for like a win for Senegal. It's just about how long Burkina Faso can stay in it. If they can still perform without their 19-year-old wonder kid. And then
if it goes to penalty though, I feel like Burkina is gonna go through, man. I feel like
100%.
All these big players are gonna have so much like nerves and like so much. I feel like I feel like that's the only way Burkina will go through. But again,
if they can keep it tight, that would be ideal for them. But I think it's gonna be a big challenge for them, to be honest.
No, you're right.
Senegal, I think Senegal is a strong contender for winning the whole thing, let alone reaching the final. So.
I think a lot of neutrals and heck, maybe I'm not sure if Liverpool fans would love to hear this, but everybody would love to see Senegal Egypt final, and then it'd be pictured as Sadio Mane versus Mo Salah. Merseyside derby.
From a marketing perspective. That's gonna sell out. Like I feel like that's gonna gain like global coverage after that.
Yeah,
I feel like all eyes is gonna be on there. Definitely.
People
like,
would tune
fans
in
from England. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Egypt's star man is not Mo Salah. I'm pretty sure it's Mohamed Elneny. By the way, guys, just so you know.
All right, chill out, man.
Comment sections go wild.
And then he controlling the game from the midfield. They're playing him as a number 8, number 6, number 8. He's a star man for Liverpool. The pulling the strings in midfield. But that would be cool to see Salah Mane final. It would also be cool to see Cameroon in the final too, though. To be honest,
exactly. I was about to say, for that final to happen, that means that Cameroon has to lose. And to be honest with you, I don't see that happening easily. If it does happen, it's not gonna come easy. And don't forget, like Egypt has lost their keepers again, so that's another thing.
Just take shots.
I think the new guy is also pretty young. The third string goalkeeper is like 22.
Very young. I think he's a young guy. I think he plays locally again.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be an interesting game, though. I feel, I'm saying like Karl Toko and Kambi is scoring at least 1 goal, and Abubeker is scoring another goal, for sure. I don't know about how much Egypt is gonna score, but
Egypt hasn't scored too many goals in this tournament. Like,
But they haven't also conceded. That's the thing with them. It's like I feel like, I mean, that's why I say also the keeper matters, because like their starter was like their one of the best keeper of the group stages. You know what I mean? And he played a major factor in that. And their defense and their goalkeepers, like basically their defense was what got them through the the group stages and most parts of the tournament. I mean, they have, attacking wise, they do have Mo Salah and they have the Trezeguets and stuff, but I don't know. Egypt is kind of weird for me. Like they play as a collective, but one thing about quality about them, I feel like Egypt seems to be very composed. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I feel like they don't like panic. So I feel like that's in a like stage like this, like a semifinal stage. I feel like that's going to play a big factor. So I wouldn't be surprised as well, like if they made it to the final, just because of their composure and I feel like if they could keep that up, then they might go through. But I mean, again,
they came back. They came back against Morocco. I think that maybe changed my opinion, because if they maybe had won 1-0, I would have been like, still not confusing. But coming from like 1-0 down, going into extra time, I think I might have gotten wrong when I said Tunisia was the really cagey tournament team. Like, I think Egypt is and has always been that tournament team. And I still remember that period of these guys just winning at 3 African Cups in a row. I was like, they can't they just keep winning.
They've won this. Actually, this is interesting because Cameroon and Egypt are like the two most like
successful
teams. Like Egypt has 7 and Cameroon has 5. So like they're not new to this whole tournament, so it's historically like they're the top teams, and I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. Like if Cameroon and Senegal make it to the finals, it's already happened. I feel like in the early 2000s, and when Cameroon still had like the songs in them, the old song, not Alexander, but and then they had, when Senegal had the juice in them, and surprisingly they've never won the African Cup of Nations. Like Senegal's, like, as much as they're like giants, I feel like it would be nice to kind of see them win it for the first time.
I mean, the last time I remember these guys had like 2 amazing forwards, or like was Papi Cisse and Dembaba early, the 2010. But I think they were more known for how they played in the Premier League for like Newcastle than they were for Senegal. I think they played decent, but no, I think actually no, I don't even know. I don't even think they were that good for them either. It's been post Sadio Mane. But
Sadio Mane has been consistent,
2018 World Cup, they were there.
It's definitely a golden generation, with Senegal. But also, like, I feel like Senegal has done great in terms of. I think we were talking about this with EU before, not today, but like I think a while back we were talking about how Senegal has like they have incredible academies, like they develop a lot of youths, like they have a lot of like youths coming up. Like there's a couple of academies there, and most known was the Génération Foot, I think. We'll probably do an episode, like a bigger one, about them in the future. But man, they have that's where Sadio Mane came from. They have I think they have a pipeline like from there to Metz. They have some sort of deal with Metz in France. And I think Metz lost like 5 or 6 players, right, for the AFCON, and that's what I thought. Like they're about to get relegated now just because of the AFCON, which is ridiculous. But I feel like that's a showing on a national team level. Like, I mean, they're not here by by accident. Like there's been a lot of work that has been put, and there's a lot of they've invested a lot in their youth, and I feel like that's something that's sustainable. And as we're gonna keep seeing this, I feel like, because they just have such a great youth development system.
I don't know. That's for sure. 100%. For this game, the type of game, I don't know if we said it yet, but would you consider it to be a high scoring game, or when it goes to extra time, penalties, or it'll be done in 90 minutes?
Which one?
Yeah, between Cameroon and Egypt. I don't know. You, if I
so
you're the betting guy.
After you said, I double checked to see how many goals Egypt had scored this tournament, and they had only scored 4 goals this tournament. And 2 of them came last game. One of which was in extra time. So I mean, yeah. So like, although Egypt has the attacking talent on paper, looks like they're not like they're grinding out wins through like a defensive effort more so than like scoring. But I think it'll be interesting because now without their second string goalkeeper, are they going to be able to hold on defensively? Because I know that I forgot his name, but their first string goalkeeper is pretty good.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Cameroon is pretty offensive. Is a pretty offensive.
It's gonna be
threat,
tough
so.
for the new keeper to stop the headers, man. The Ikambi and the Abubeker
Yeah,
headers
yeah,
are no joke, man. You know.
yeah, yeah.
He's gonna get
So yeah,
tested for sure.
yeah. So yeah, I think with Cameroon they have multiple sources of threat, whereas with Egypt, although they have good talent across the pitch, I think their main attacking threat is going to be Mo Salah still. So I think it's going to be an interesting battle with Salah and the Cameroon left back. But I think goals wise, I think it's going to be pretty low. Like if we're gonna start with our predictions, I'm gonna go with 2-0 for
Yeah,
Cameroon.
start.
I think Salah's clutch streak was the one game thing, and I think Cameroon's gonna make it through. To be honest, I think I was saying this last round as well. I'd like to see the hosts reach the final. So yeah, that would be my prediction for this game. 2-0 for Cameroon.
What about your second game predictions?
Burkina Faso, Senegal. I'm gonna go safe again. I think Senegal is gonna make it through, and I think it's gonna be a blowout, really. Not a blowout. I was gonna say 3-0, but I'm gonna go 2-0 again for Senegal. Really, I think Senegal is just like on paper and based on performance, they've been a really really strong team. So they have squad depth when they need. They have players come off the bench and make an impact. So I think they have a lot to work with. I think just on paper they're the best team, and on performance they're also showing that they're the strongest as well. So I think Senegal for sure.
Great. Agaazi, what's your predictions, man?
It's a bit of wishful thinking. I think you know what? I would actually like to see Senegal Egypt final, and I think there's a high possibility they'll make it. But Burkina Faso, I think this isn't some team that just kind of showed up. Like this past decade or the last 10 years, they've been in the mix. 2013, 2017, these guys can compete, and it's great to see them back. But this time it's with like a new, younger squad. I feel like I can see them like grinding it out, like getting to like extra time or penalties, and then taking it there, and then Sadio Mane just like, oh damn it, no, I can't do it. So I actually predict like it'll go to penalties, and maybe Burkina Faso will squeeze it out, because I think if they know, because one, they made it this far. Two, it's like they know Senegal have this amazing attacking talent. I feel like they're going to play defensive, maybe just try to play on the counter. So I'd maybe expect like a penalties and going to penalties and Burkina Faso taking it. Second game, Cameroon, Egypt. Egypt again. I think they're the ones who can be very defensively solid. And I'm going to say Cameroon, actually. I think Cameroon can kind of steal it. They got the 12th man behind them, like we're saying, and the host nation. But I know, again, they have Mohamed Salah. He's better than anyone on the Cameroon squad, but I don't know. I think Cameroon can maybe take it away. Hey, I was wrong last time. I guess I could be wrong again today. But yeah, how about you, Kenna?
Yeah, man, I think I'm going to go a lot safer with my predictions this time. I had crazy predictions the other day, but I think for the Cameroon Egypt game, I'm going to go with Cameroon, man. I think it's going to be tough for Egypt to defend, especially with their with their third string goalkeeper. And I feel like it's either Ikambi or Abubeker. There's going to be a header scored in there somewhere. I don't know if it's the first, second goal, but there's going to be a header scored. And I feel like it's going to be a score of 2-1 to Cameroon.
Okay, yeah. I thought you were gonna say the opposite. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say Egypt.
No, 2-1 to Cameroon, I would say. Um, and for the Senegal Burkina Faso game, to be honest, like I'm really having a really hard time even to try and decide how it's gonna go, because I feel like it really it's gonna depend on what kind of energy these two teams come with at the game, because I could see both of them like taking it, like because even Burkina Faso, like they both have like momentum on their hands now, and
Mm.
like you said earlier, Agaazi, I feel like Burkina Faso is going to rely a lot on counter attacking, and we've seen how their through balls are right now. Like like the past two games is like the one through ball and one goal just did it for them. So, but I feel like against Senegal, like one through, like what I mean, one goal is not going to be enough to go through, and I feel like Senegal is gonna win 2-1 again in this game, and I feel like Mane is gonna score again for the I feel like Mane is gonna score one, and maybe Famara Jeju or like Ismail Assar, something like that. But
I
a
think
2-1 for Senegal.
the only person I think the only person who would really want to see Burkina Faso lose would be probably Sean Dyche. Just get Traore back early. They're like, yo, okay, enough. We have to.
Well, I mean, the
we
thing
need
is,
you
they're not gonna get
badly.
him back early if you think about it, because they still have to play for like third place or whatever.
Oh yeah, never mind.
So
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. But
they all
I
go
mean,
back home at the same time.
Uh, isn't Sean Dyche player? Doesn't he play for Ivory Coast, the Clinton guy?
Corner.
Cornet, yeah. Isn't it Cornet
Yeah,
that
yeah.
plays for
Corner.
Burnley?
oh yeah,
Not
mixed them
not
up. Okay, I think it was
Yeah,
Corny. I mixed them up. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You mean
yeah.
Steven
Cornet's
Gerrard?
already gone. He's already gone back. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, they didn't
Stevie
start
G
with
is the
Sean
new
that
coach.
year.
Bertrand Traore. Yeah, but on Bertrand Traore actually, last round they didn't start him against Tunisia.
Yeah,
He didn't start the game, and I was so
yeah.
surprised
He
by
was on
that.
the bench.
Do you
Yeah.
guys have any idea about why that was? Like, was he like injured or?
That's a good question. I thought it was like an injury. I thought he was
I
injured
thought
or
injury
something,
as well.
or like a card, but like he was on the bench. So I don't. To be honest with you, like now that you mention it, like I don't know.
Even
There was definitely something going on. I just didn't know exactly what it
He didn't
was.
even come off the bench actually.
But even
Yeah.
before he was like he had an injury before Gerard even came. Who was the last
Hmm.
manager? Dean Smith. Yeah, he was carrying an injury this season because last season he was on fire. So
Yeah.
Traore, and then yeah, I don't know. I think this season's been a little slow. He's assisted too. He's had 2 or 3 assists this season so far. But I mean, I feel like now that he's played in AFCON, he's getting some good form, Traore. So I feel like when he goes back, well, I hope maybe as well, when he goes back to Villa, he's gonna
Yeah.
play a bigger role for them.
But Burkina definitely, I feel like, and for individual players, I feel like it's a win already for them, because I feel like out of this tournament alone, I feel like most of them are gonna sign to different teams. You have like I feel like in Isa Kabore definitely was it Dango, Ouatarra, and then maybe even Tapsoba might even change the team.
Yeah.
And I feel like definitely individually, like I feel like they're probably one of the teams that got the most out of this tournament, just for like getting scouted and then signing different contracts with bigger teams.
No, that's for sure. And I think we've already seen it in the past. This past week with some of the players who played in the AFCON. Correct me, who I think it was 2 I can think off the top of my head. One signed for Valencia, and one signed for Burkina Faso. I'll look up those players in the meantime. But is there any player that you noticed that you saw at AFCON and maybe has just got signed immediately?
Not that, I mean, the only one I saw or I had focused on was the Abubeker one that we mentioned earlier. But I haven't seen like any like transfer news, to be honest with you, like focusing on this whole AFCON. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, man. I feel like next episode maybe we could also look that up and then come up with like a list of players that made it out of the AFCON and were directly signed or something.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah,
All
guys.
right. Thank you
Yeah,
all
yeah,
for to everyone who stayed this long. Let us know your predictions of the semifinals in the comments below.
Yes. Let us know.
Um,
Thank you guys for tuning in,
yeah,
man.
yeah, thanks for tuning
Appreciate
in.
your support.